Oh, what a nice place this was. Nice clean save station. Oh, and they even left me some pickups in the morning. That's fantastic. Really courteous. I'm going to give this place a great review. Just as soon as I have found out how high the path of corruption really goes. Apparently it goes ever higher than how high we got last time, so it's probably at the top of this arboretum. Well, it's a good thing we saw that just now, as opposed to when we get to the top of the room and find a gate with 4 runic symbols on it. Now that we have all of Samus's basic mobility tools back in our grasp, getting around in general is pretty much no trouble. I've mentioned how the war wasps can be a little tricky to deal with Wii pointer controls because they're designed around locking on. But what you can do is just target them and then hold the pointer steady in the middle of the reticule. And that will track them just the same.
Species: Venom weed. Poisonous plant that retracts into the ground if threatened. Venom weeds evolved to thrive in the habitats of large organisms. They lure prey with brightly colored leaves, then detain it with tiny barbs that deliver a powerful toxin. Venom weeds rapidly decompose anything that succumbs in their midst.
They must have spent a long time building this place. And the Chozo weren't kidding when they said they'd build around the trees. They made a very concerted effort to not disturb the growth of the tree already here. And behind the locked door is some sandstone. And behind the sandstone is another locked door. Just in case. A horizontally flying shot that goes kind of straight over the heads of Tangleweed and Venomweed takes out a lot of it pretty quickly. It's a nice little quirk of their behavior. How do you pronounce that?
Morphology: Flaahgra. This mutant plant is the source of toxic water in the ruins. Flaahgra's growth cycle has been radically accelerated. As a result, it requires near constant exposure to solar energy to remain active. This exposure has made Flaahgra's outer shell thick and durable. Its lower root system is unprotected and vulnerable, however. Exploit this flaw when possible. Concentrated weapon fire can daze it for short periods. One of Flaahgra's tentacles fills this narrow drainage channel. Analysis indicates that Flaahgra-nt's nervous system is located at the base of this structure.
So I just guess we just have to get those tentacles out of the way. Fortunately, this mirror has a nice big target. Heh, not so tough now, are you? Another mirror! What dastardly trick will that Flaahgra pull next? Guess we'll just take both of them out now. Ah, but Flaahgra's onto our tricks. And will knock down mirrors when it sees them. But because I have pointer controls and the charge beam, that's still not a problem at all. Another mirror! What dastardly trick will that Flaahgra pull next? So let's say I wanted to actually do it without exploiting the pointer controls. Even then, the time that it takes Flaahgra to knock back down one of the mirrors is plenty of time to circle strafe all the way around and hit the other mirrors anyway. So it's pretty easy on its own, but then the Wii controls just completely trivialize the whole fight. Because a charge beam immediately knocks the mirrors straight up. Another mirror! What dastardly trick will that Flaahgra pull next? The pointer controls are so overpowered for this fight that you can actually just stand in pretty much the exact same spot too. I'm very happy to see this upgrade. Ah, finally! I felt so naked without that on. Man, that took like 3 seconds too. Now all of the water in the entire Chozo ruins is completely pure again. Aye! Look at that.
Ultra energy replenishes 100 units of energy.
That is a welcome sight after a boss fight. That is a weird sight after a boss fight.
Morphology. Pulse Bombu. Life form of raw energy. Periodically releases explosive segments from its body. Pulse Bombus are energy beings, invulnerable to most known weapons. Electrical energy can harm them, however. They lack any intelligence beyond an instinctive attraction to other charged energy sources. Pulse Bombus produce energy constantly. All excess energy is shed, regardless of who or what may be nearby.
I regret nothing.
The cries of this dying land echo in our ears as we Chozo watch the great poison seep ever further into the living pulse of the planet. The dark energy sinks into the trees and waters, devouring all life. Peaceful beasts die by the thousands. Some creatures survive, but their forms grow as twisted and evil as the force that fell from the sky. Many of these mutated monstrosities remain small enough to do little harm, but others grow enormous and threaten our very existence. One such beast defiles our sacred fountain, disgorging poison from its foul form, replacing pure, flowing water with cascades of creeping death. Even in the face of such horror, we Chozo do not turn in fear. We are all that stands in the way of this great poison, and it is our duty to contain it.
So that's why all of the life forms on this planet are super hostile and violent, except the birds. It's the great poison, which is most definitely different to the poisoned water. The Chozo have this entire vault dedicated to one missile tank. Well, this looks simple enough, especially with the spring ball. Samus Aran, Master Safecracker.
The future is a vague thing, ever-changing and always in doubt. Even if we Chozo could gain the ability to foresee the future, it would be a hollow gift, for we could never hope to control what is yet to occur. The fountain is an example of this. The day may come when its water dries up and there is nothing we could do to stop such a tragedy. But we do know this. Unlike the uncertain flow of water, the power of our will is strong and enduring. The will of the Chozo will never run dry.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Keep your head up. There's nothing to scan in this room, it just looks really nice. Oh hey, look where we are! Well, as long as we're here, let's make a quick trip around to some places we've already been and pick up some items that we can now access with all of our new movement abilities. The Various suit also increases general defense, so it's actually not as much of a hazard to go through holes full of scarabs anymore, even less than it was before. Well, this looks fairly simple, especially with the spring ball. Sometimes you're locked into 2 dimensions in these sections. In this case, you can actually fall out of the tunnel where the grating is damaged. There's those Shriek Bats. And they just completely got rid of that War Wasp hive. Even all of this is now pure water. It saves absolutely no time, but if I wanted to, I could destroy the sandstone bricks in the center of that little screen and hop up that way. Now where does this lead to? It leads to the caverns. Well, I see no reason not to go there. Looks like we've just about wrapped everything up in the Chozo ruins. I don't think we'll be back here for a while. Onwards and downwards. Looks pretty similar to the ruins right now. That'll change pretty quickly. I know we're all fired up from beating that boss, but cooler heads prevail, so let's quickly save.